Chicago Blues taking on the Houston Gunners.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Houston Gunners and the Chicago Blues. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks. Certainly. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9?
And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Now back to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
I really don't think you can fault the decision-making here because your offensive quarterback, they really had a big week last week, and you're ready for them to go again here. Not the anticipated result, of course, but you definitely understand why they did what they did. That quarterback's been hot. You want to keep the ball in his hands and see if he can keep the magic going.
So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And a peek at the man under center. He has 5 full years in the league under his belt, now in year number 6.
And the guys on the other side of the ball know they'll have to be on their toes. And it's obviously not just the passing, but the running element that makes him dangerous. He ran for over 100 yards in that game last week, so keeping him contained will be a big emphasis for this defense.
And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. The numbers for him from a week ago: 4 catches, 76 yards.
5th in the league in receiving yards, and that's a strong category. I mean, if you're in the top 5 in anything, I don't care whether it's football or tiddlywinks, you're having a nice season.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5. Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack.
And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down.
Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
It was a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a first down.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Second and 4. And he's brought down. The escapability in evidence there as that one good for 15 and a first.
As he came to the line of scrimmage, he knew he didn't need much to reset the chain, so when he saw the space he needed, no hesitation. He went to the marker and got his guys a first down.
First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A great effort there with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Blues take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. So important in this league to capitalize on the other team's mistakes. So here they force the turnover on the opening drive, then come right down and score.
And I would add that it's important to capitalize on other teams' mistakes early. That way, you build confidence for yourself and your team. You start playing a little more freely. And you let the other guys know we're prepared to play.
Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Fielded just outside the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So now we get set to see Houston for their second drive of the ball game. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
This to the sideline and over everybody. Incomplete. No flags forthcoming, though. Maybe a break there. That looked like a clear throwaway to me. The throw over the middle taken in. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
And that's how you shake off the interception you throw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And down he goes at the 49. A 3-yard pickup. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, it's complete. But he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Fourth down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a first or a second seed come playoff time.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. A beautiful fake. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. His first catch there, good for 10 yards and a first down.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. He'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down.
And that's their first sack of this game, but how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
So following the sack, they'll try to change their fortune here on 2nd and 13.
He'll decide to keep this once more.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Third and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. He'll drop to throw. Throwing right, and that's complete. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Touchdown! A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year.
And the Blues are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced a punt to get the ball back, and they've played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. And now out comes Houston.
And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got two division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football. Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here, and what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while, get at least 2 first downs, give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's 2nd and 8. Keeps himself upright. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. They'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. They're going to look to throw.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
They come up with exactly 1 minute to go in this first quarter. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Nothing the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal. And he's top 5 in the league in terms of receiving yardage because of plays like that. What have you seen from him on film that you like so much?
Well, I'll strip away everything else and get to what we call the moment of truth. When the ball's arriving and there's a defender there, he just comes down with the ball. He competes and takes it away. Great hands, great ability to finish the catch.
He'll look to throw. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. A 6-yard touchdown run.
And the Blues take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, CD, that's his 2nd touchdown already. And how about this offense? 3 drives, 3 touchdowns.
An absolute total team effort right now. And let's face it, I don't think he's done. We're still in the first half. There's a lot of time left to go. I don't know what they're going to do on the other side trying to slow him down. But right now, he's feeling it.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 21-0. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown run of 6 yards. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that is incomplete.
Here's Jordan Stout now.
That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So, to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And 3rd and 1 now.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
This offense so far on 3rd down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of 5 there as the safety blitz winds up paying off.
And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. Call it 7 yards on the carry, so a pretty good gain, but still left with a tough 3rd and 8.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he gets it just shy of midfield, but that's not enough. He's short of the marker. Short completion, just 4 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
Well, no, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. But he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a 4th down.
Out now is the punter, Jordan Stout.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away.
Harris returning. Nice punt, but good work on the return to get back 11 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Chicago offense set to get started. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
They'll start this drive out on the ground.
It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. 53 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Chicago! A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Blues are able to add on to their first half lead. But it's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away, but this one might be over by halftime.
And since you've already put your job on the line by actually saying it, I will co-sign and go with you because you're my partner. We don't mean to do it, but this game has been exactly as you've described. I see no hope for them going forward.
Extra point right down the middle. And the route is on here in this first half. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Houston's offense taking over again. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. He'll look to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends of what we've seen so far.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Back to throw here. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
The offense on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the 1st, right around the 42. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. They'll set up a throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. Doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything. Second and 11.
And that is going to be incomplete as he let him a bit too much.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. A bullet throw, but incomplete. So on 4th down, here's the Australia native Mitch Wishnowsky to punt this one away. .40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Now
This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1. Able to find his man, John Phillips. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Back to throw again. Over the middle, it's complete. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Again, he'll drop to throw. Going to throw right side here. Complete.
And he will have a first down here as they get into field goal range, down just shy of the 20.
23 yards on the play. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. From the right hash, it's a 38-yard attempt. Santos' kick is up and through, and that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. Well, the good news, at least they won't take that goose egg into the locker room. Maybe a little something to build on.
Yeah, it hasn't been the greatest of first halves for them, has it? But at least now, as you mentioned, they put some points on the board. And it's been funny in our experience watching games. Sometimes something as little as a field goal can change the fortunes of a team, and they could come out and look real sharp in the second half.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, all right, Brandon, thank you very much. Hi again, everyone. Let's get you caught up with what's going on around the NFL as we are officially into the second half of the season. We'll start up at TIAA Stadium in Jacksonville, and that one just before halftime with the Jaguars out on top. Christian Kirk, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race. Very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And this offense set to go now to begin the third quarter. And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball. They leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. Brought down, but after we saw a flashy little move, stopped short of the 40.
70 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. And that is no good. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half.
CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. And that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one. Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Let's go now. Bronco leading.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
Ready.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And Waller taking it in over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 20. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good, soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another 1st down.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll find some space up to about the 25.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Back to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hardy.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Now that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now it brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Second and 3. And he will find his man on the outside. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. From 8 yards out.
And the Gunners are able to cut into that deficit.
And in the red zone, I guess this is why you have a guy like that on your roster.
Without a doubt, and if you have him, you use him, because he's a guy who's going to win just about every time. I don't care what the coverage is.
Cairo Santos on to try the extra point. And this is up and good. It cuts the lead to 28-10 now. That time a 6-play drive. And the result, a Houston touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
And we will not see a run back here from Harris.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
Still operating with a comfortable lead despite the score a moment ago as they begin 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
86 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
He's turning in a pretty impressive performance running the football, and a big reason why they have this nice lead.
And in days gone by, we would clip this out and put it up on the refrigerator, wouldn't we? Clip out the box score. Nowadays, not too many newspapers out there. Maybe you screenshot it online.
Back to throw now on first down. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's 2nd down.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
That's caught by Waller out left side.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
2nd and 5.
Looking again for Waller, and he's got him again. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Here we go. 60 red. 60 red. Let's go.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. He'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's 2nd down.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Hands it off out of the gun. And they'll get him down right about the 20. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And this will be caught by his big wide receiver. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. They'll look to throw again. Now they go screen. It's complete.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end.
And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line. And that is not near enough. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Now back to throw. Quick hitter here. It's complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Now a handoff running through the middle. And he takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3.
Well, you hate that defensively. They had him pretty well corralled, but the face mask, that obviously changes things.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating because you feel like you did everything right. You had him stop, but the hand gets up just a little too high, and the natural inclination is to hold on, and that's going to get called every time.
The quick slant caught. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. And it'll be intercepted. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The Chicago offense set to get started. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he's got some space here. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
116 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. Able to find Waller. That's complete.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game. And trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
An opening there on that first down run as he gets this forward for about 8 or 9. That looks to be 8 officially, so 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
We always talk about big-time players make big-time plays in big-time moments. I think that 4th down qualified. That was a heck of a throw.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And we talk so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense took care of the football, converted it into points. Defense took the ball away, gave it back to the offense. Special teams, right there with them. That's the type of game a coach is going to really love and value. And when they show the film, they have to be careful not to give out too many kudos and kill their motivation going forward.
So for the home team here, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Chicago Bears next week. Meanwhile, for our visitors, it's just their 2nd loss so far to go along with their 7 wins. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.